So what's going on, guys? I am back here at French Ellison. Take a look at this 2018 Mack Anthem. Now, I didn't have enough time to take for a drive, but I do have the keys. It is crazy windy out here, so let's climb up inside the cab of this beautiful rig. This is a very cool truck. And if you had a chance to watch the first video, which I definitely encourage you to do, you got the whole exterior view. So now we're on the interior of this truck. Let's take a quick look around. So this truck has a sleeper on the back of it. Has a really cool interior. So behind door number 1, very nice closet space here. Very tall ceiling height. Another pocket here. As well as power station. 110 outlets. Some storage. You got a little refrigerator down here. Nice cooler area. You got a little channel window here. It has a second bunk up here as well. So if you're driving as a team and you have someone else with you, you simply fold this down and you have a bunk bed down here as well as a bunk up here. There's a lot of room in the back of this. And I like the windows on the side too. And they put this step here to help you climb up onto the top bunk when it's down. You have more storage here above the cab. More storage. You have your CB connections here. More storage. More storage. Some of your speakers and more storage. This truck is definitely equipped for people who are driving over the road or OTR, because it gives you, again, a lot more room to essentially live in the truck or stay in the truck if you need to at truck stops or whatnot. This truck, of course, does come with power seats on both driver and passenger. Are very comfortable. They have essentially an air system underneath them. You got USB connections up here. And here's a shot of the dash area. Your radio controls, as well as your cruise controls. Here's your switch panel. Of course, there are a lot of empty spots here that you can add different options. Air conditioning controls. There's your air brake controllers down here. This is a really, really cool truck. So, you know, it has really good visibility over the hood of this truck and down the sides. One of the concerns that a lot of people have when driving this is just how well you can see over the front of the truck. And this truck gives you a tremendous amount of visibility because of the hood slope going down so much and it being a relatively short front hood. Now, I know a lot of people that drive Class 8 rigs really prefer that, you know, pointy snout that goes out and it has that straight line. But I can see how something like that could really obstruct your view. And on these newer trucks, you just have a tremendous amount of visibility. Even if you look at the spot mirrors on the side, as well as the main mirror, and your front corner mirrors as well. Just gives you the ability to see very clearly what's running up and down the side of the vehicle, which of course can be extremely important if you're hauling a trailer. Overall, this is a beautiful truck, guys. And I will be taking this thing out for a drive, by the way, just not today. They have another truck out here I want to take a look at. It's going to be a medium-duty truck, and I think you guys are going to like it, so hold tight. I know a lot of the guys that have been driving these trucks for years and years and years, they have a certain preference to brand, to the way they want it to look, the whole appearance of the truck, especially when it comes to customizing it. But for me, because I'm not a Class 8 truck driver and because I haven't driven over the road, I prefer that more modern approach. I like that aerodynamic stance that you get with this Mack truck, as well as a lot of the other new trucks that are on the market. To me, this Mack right here even has a really good look to it. Just that more aerodynamic, sleeker look. And again, what I've found is people in the trucking industry love to have that really long front nose to it. But in my honest opinion, I love the aerodynamics of some of these newer trucks. And here's another Mack right here. This one doesn't have the gold bulldog up front, so this is going to have components probably from Cummins or some other brands. Guys, I want to know your opinion. When it comes to these Class 8 rigs, what do you want to see? What would you like me to do with these trucks? Do you want me to take them out? Do you want us to hook a trailer behind them? Maybe you just want to see one of these parked next to a medium-duty truck and a light-duty truck so we can give you a side-by-side comparison. But I'd really love to hear what you'd like to see in videos, including these types of trucks. Now we're in front of this Kenworth truck. It's pretty dirty, but it's also been really windy outside. So this truck right here has a 26,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. And because it's 1 pound under the federal regulation, you don't need a CDL to operate this truck. Now this truck would still have to be licensed as a commercial vehicle because it's being used for a business 9 out of 10 times. But because the gross vehicle weight of this vehicle falls below 26,001 pounds, it's actually a truck that you would not need a CDL to operate. So getting in the inside of this Kenworth, it is definitely a little narrower than the Mack, but this is a vehicle that is not really going to be used extensively over the road. Typically in a truck this size, it's going to be used in more of a local or regional application, whether as a tow truck or a roll-off truck or a flatbed hauler, or even maybe a moving van, something that you would put a box or flatbed on the back of to utilize. This truck does have the Ellison 2500 RDS, runs a Dana S21-170 with a 5.57 axle ratio, and this is the Kenworth T270. 26,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating with a 10,281 pound scale weight. So if you think about it, this truck is about 4,000 pounds heavier than an F350. The tires on this truck are 295/75 22.5 on a 22.5 inch Alcoa wheel. And here is the massive Dana axle on the back of this thing. I'm going to say the diameter of this thing from there to there is probably 24 inches. Huge. Frame rails on this thing are also massive. Completely open C-channel. It is a painted frame rail. Of course, this truck is going to have air suspension and air brakes. And for all those folks who are Kenworth fans, take a look at this bad boy. So this is the type of chassis that you would use on perhaps a dump truck. This thing is simply massive. Tires on this are 425/65 22.5s, 22.5 inch Alcoa wheels. Air intake filters on this thing are huge. And this is a big, beautiful Kenworth. Look at the frame and suspension on this bad boy. This truck right here is definitely going to be one of your heavier duty frames. You can see that it has the fifth wheel hitch on the back of it. Massive, massive truck. Who knows? They may let me take this thing out for a drive. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, mainly because if you want to see one of these things hitting the road, you're going to have to subscribe so you get the notification.